welcome to Also Driven. I'm Jim.
I'm Sean.
And we're going to
Portsmouth on the south coast of England, obviously, because where else would Portsmouth be? There's probably one in America. We're not going there. And we are going there because this is a car collection, possibly, or car viewing adventure, at least. Because I have found a BMW 318 in very old man spec, and it looks very nice. And it's 25 years old, 26 years old, I think, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And so Jim said, why don't we just get in the car and go and look at it? So that is what we are doing.
Okay, so we'll see how this car viewing goes. It is actually something similar to one your dad had, although he had one that was a bit more sporty. So yeah, there's always that thing about your dad's car. You always feel sort of like, gosh, yeah, we're actually talking about this on the way down.
Yeah.
That, like, we always have much better memories of parents' cars than we do of anything else they owned, either houses or dishes or...
Yeah, well, the reason I have Volvo 340s is because my mum had a Volvo 340 when I was a kid.
So, and the reason I have small Fiats is because my mum had a Fiat 127 when I was a very small child.
There we go.
Yeah,
we just stopped at a Sainsbury's to get a sandwich, and we'll eat that, and then we'll hit the road for the last stretch of the journey down to Portsmouth.
Well, there was one other reason we stopped at Sainsbury's. Yes, they have a garage, and we had to check the tyre pressures because the bloody technology on the Kia is playing up.
Is this peril?
Mild peril.
Mild peril on a potential car collection caper.
Yeah. So telling us that we're about to die terribly because we have no air in the tyre, which has 35 pounds of pressure in it.
Yes.
Anyway, onwards and upwards.
Let's go.
You have arrived.
Maybe.
Oh, just on. There we go. On cue. You have arrived.
We have arrived.
We have arrived.
Where is it?
Okay. What's your initial verdict?
Initial verdict is I don't know. So basically, it looks like someone's walked over it.
Yeah, it's got some very ripply roof panels and a ripply bonnet and a footmark on the tailgate bonnet.
Yeah.
So it does mean...
It's not as kind of immaculate as I was...
Well, it is and it isn't.
It isn't, yeah. Otherwise, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Or beautifully kept.
But it is damaged. Ooh. Just having a quick peek inside. Yeah. That is so clean inside. It just sort of screams old money. You know, dark metallic green, pale interior, small alloy wheels. Well, we're in Southampton and we don't have a BMW. So let's go and find somewhere warm and have a talk about that. So we have decanted to the White Star in Southampton, which is quite appropriate because we were on a bit of a sinking vessel earlier, weren't we really? It was going down at the helm. Anyway, we're going to go over to Sean.
So yeah, the BMW, well, it came up on Facebook Marketplace and I looked at it and it's really nice. As you can see in the photos, it's green with a pale interior, which is just what I love in a car. V-Reg 1999, it's just that kind of right age, the right spec for a BMW, in that it's kind of old man spec rather than chav spec. So we went to have a look at it. You can generally forgive a car that has poor bodywork but great mechanicals, or a car that has great mechanicals but poor, no, the other way around. Poor mechanicals but great bodywork, whichever way around it is. I might have had some wine. This car had both, so I could see the dent on the bonnet in the photos, but I didn't realise there was dents on the roof as well. The seller didn't actually say that in the advert. That really was a bit of a downer. And then I drove it, and there was just a few things. Little things like, there was only one ignition key that actually worked, and it wasn't the proper BMW one. When I drove it, the differential was whining. So he said that it was noisy going into gear, but it was actually also whining at every opportunity. So that was clearly on its way out. The gear change was really sloppy, which I don't think they should be on a BMW. It just all felt really baggy. So for a 66,000 mile car, it just felt really old, baggy and worn out. And in the end, I just thought, no, you know, if it was only the bodywork, and all I needed to do was pay somebody to maybe dent removal in the bonnet and kind of smooth out the roof a little bit, and it'd be a perfect, immaculate, brilliant car. Yes, but differential. Oh, the heater fan was clacking away, so it needed a new heater fan. It was like, grrr, not nice. There were a few other bits and niggles and stuff, and it's just like, no.
Anybody has anything else to say?
No,
I think we're good. Thank you.
the barman. Oh, we're still recording. So that was a no-go, but we have a plan B, although this one's more from me. So we are going off to look at a car tomorrow.
Well, are you happy with your purchase?
It's a bit shagged, but it was 800 quid.
Okay.
For a 2013 Fiat 500 Lounge,
Yeah.
which at the time would have been the top of the range. So, yeah, it keeps dripping on me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's because the inside of the roof is completely
Oh, okay.
wet.
Would you like me to find
Condensation.
some? Would you like me to find some tissues?
Would you? I'd go for this, Bob. I went with Ultimate. We don't know how long it's been sitting.
I know.
But yeah, it's a bit shagged. It's 800 quid. There's a bit of a story why it went to be sold. I don't know if I want to go into it or not. It's quite sad. But I think it's an interesting addition to the fleet. And I think we're probably the best people that could have got this car. Which actually the previous owner's mum said as well. She was very happy to sell it to us. Obviously this car, which we will explain why later, has been sitting for a very long time. So it's incredibly dirty. So we have decided to pop over to the local Tesco's and get the guys here to give it a once over. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. Okay, they've got it washed. It looks an awful lot better, and there is much activity trying to get the interior cleaned up. Yes, the car has been sitting for a very long time, so unfortunately, one, it's very damp inside, it has some mold, and also I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get run over in Tesco's car park. It's been under a tree, so there's lots of crap and stuff on it. Anyway, I'm gonna have some lunch in the Kia. What?
Well, it is now one day later.
Yes.
So I think you last saw the action of Jim having the car washed in Hertford, I think? No, Hatfield, somewhere like that, near London. We then left the Tesco in Hatfield and drove immediately to Chester, which is where we are now.
Which is about 190 miles?
Not that, oh yeah, maybe it is that much.
Yeah, it's about 190 miles.
3-hour journey.
Yeah.
Because last night we went to go and see Roxette UK, which is a Roxette tribute band, and insert some footage here.
Wasn't that fun?
It was very fun. So this morning we've had some...
I'm hungover.
Yes,
okay,
he's
I'm
hungover, so we've
hungover.
had some breakfast in Wetherspoons, as is part of the course with us. And now Jim's going to show me around the car.
We didn't really film a lot of us buying the car yesterday because we bought it off a lady called Liz. And it was actually her daughter's car, and her daughter had died quite recently in a sudden way, which sort of made the whole thing quite sad. So we laughed a bit and we cried a bit. She was very happy to let us take the car because we sort of told her we have done stuff with Fiat before for fundraising, for charities. I showed her some of the little clips that we had because we actually bought one of these brand new 17 years ago when they were launched in the UK. I'll insert a little thing here what we did with that. And she was very, very happy to let us have the car. We did promise that later on this year we would do something for Mind, which is the charity which a lot of her daughter's friends are donating to at the moment. So let's have a look around it and I'll explain a Fiat 500 to the lovely Sean. So this is basically an update on Dez's platform.
Okay.
Dez was the first platform to have this. And then they did this.
Okay.
And then they spun the Ford Ka off this.
Yes.
And then they spun the Lancia Ypsilon or the Chrysler Ypsilon. And they're all
Ypsilon.
updates of all of that.
And
So,
this is still being made because you saw an advert a couple of days ago where it was being offered to you a brand new one
yes.
for £2,000 down and £199 a month, something
Yes.
like that.
Although they have phased out. It is still available for sale. It's just not made in right-hand drive. So what they're doing is they're clearing stocks of the right-hand drive cars.
Anyway, the alternative to that is that you could buy a 2013, January 2013 Fiat 500 for £800 all in.
Yeah.
No monthly payments.
Yeah, which is a third of what the deposit,
Yes.
and we still have £200 a month left over to do running maintenance,
Which
of
I
which
feel
we're going to
gonna
have to do.
need.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a little bit scruffy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit used.
Yes.
I would say. It looks nice from a distance, but if you look up close, we do have a little bit of rust on the bottom of that wing. Oh, it's only surface.
It is all surface rust.
It's
Yeah.
not a problem. Alloy's a little bit scuffed, but it's really not too bad. The front, the little mustache is, well, I've popped it back on, but it keeps falling out. So,
It does make it look like it's slightly had a bit of a stroke.
yeah, it does. The bonnet's got some stone chips.
Yeah.
But that's okay. This car has 149,000 miles on the clock, which for a little city car is quite a lot. But for these engines, which I think it's not too bad, is it? I think it's quite reliable.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So this is the lounge spec, which at the time was top of the range. So you get the extra chrome on the front over the pops, you get the alloy wheels,
Yeah.
and you get the glass sunroof.
Yes, which you saw me yesterday pleading because it was literally so covered with water inside that it was
Yes.
dripping down your neck as you were driving
Because
it.
unfortunately, due to the nature of the way we bought this car, it has been sitting for a very, very long
Yeah.
time. So
around the back,
yes.
it's very straight. There's no dents or anything.
No, I mean, we said that yesterday when we looked at it. It was
Yeah.
quite funny because there was a bit of a queue of people looking to buy
There
it,
was,
and they
yeah.
were nitpicking with Liz over
Yeah.
the car. And I literally looked at her and went, I will give you £800 now.
Here's my phone. I'm doing a bank transfer.
Tell these people to feck off. And she was like, I know, because they're doing my head in, they're
Yeah,
nitpicking.
they were there for like 3/4 of an hour. Kind
Yeah,
of doing
picking
little things.
over
Anyway,
this thing. And
we
she was
got
like,
some-
just buy the
it's
car.
quite a car. It's got. She's not interested in what this, but anyway, these taillights are all steamed up. But I think presumably it's a common problem that you're aware of.
Yes, water leaks through tail lights on
Yeah.
Fiats are pretty
There
much a normal
is,
thing.
A mouldy boot floor.
Yeah,
which
which
we
would
noticed
suggest
yesterday.
these are water leaking.
Yeah, so we can sort that. That's not too bad. There's a bit of rust on the tailgate there in the corner.
Yep, in the corners. Don't know how that happened. That's quite an
no.
unusual one. But
There's a missing chrome thing. For the
toe eye cover, yeah.
There's a little dinge there, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You need a fuel flap cover, you said?
Yeah,
The
this is
petrol
kind of weird. This
thing,
this
it
this
doesn't
doesn't. It just sits in. So it seems to. It doesn't seem to do anything. Anyway,
Oh well. All right.
that will stop it falling off. It's clicked in, so
Yes.
it's all fine. We have a lot of suspension noise, unfortunately.
Apparently, so I've not driven it or been in it yet, so I don't know. But yes, you say so. The front suspension has a noise from it.
Yeah, like a definite clunk, like drop links.
Okay, drop links is probably what it is. It had an MOT in October or
Yeah.
November, so it
Yeah.
really can't be that bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of squeaky, grindy noise comes from the back, so I
Okay.
think a lot of it's
All
quite
good.
dry, but we'll have a look at it because we don't know how long the handbrake was left on for when it was parked up.
Yeah. Okay, so inside, it's kind of black and white.
Yeah.
Really.
And
Grey
it needs a good clean.
Yeah.
We're going to get that sorted out.
I have a better suggestion. Do you want a red interior?
Oh, get the red leather
Buy some
interior.
red. Ooh, there's the red cloth, which I think I prefer to the leather. I'd have to see the leather up close because leather can sometimes be a bit
Well, cheap.
shiny and cheap looking.
Yeah, red interior would be nice. The only downside to it is that these actually are color coded.
Well, we can get red door cards.
Okay, all right, we'll get red
Someone
door
will be
covers.
breaking a Fiat. There's like 800 million of them. Like we drove up in convoy yesterday, right? So yesterday we were driving up the 3 hours from London to Chester, and I was following Jim in my Kia Niro, and at one point I lost Jim because he kind of pulled away and there was a bit of traffic, and then I caught up with him. But I didn't because it was another white Fiat 500. And as I then caught up with Jim, another red Kia Niro came in the fast lane. So we actually had a convoy of white Fiat 500 and red Kia Niro with a white Fiat 500 and red Kia Niro in the fast lane.
Yeah, although the
Yeah.
Kia Niro is more unusual, but yeah, there are a gazillion of these.
There
and
are, yeah.
White was a free color, and that's why so many of them are white. Just in case you always wonder, because I used to wonder why are they always white, and it's like, yeah, it's because this color was free up until quite recently. So this two-tone effect is actually a reflection of the original car. So the 1957 car launched with this sort of two-tone effect,
Okay.
but it's actually this little bit detailing in the middle. I think is quite cool because that actually reflects the original grille from the old car, and also it's on this car. The logo on the front replicates it on the seats is quite cool. Just hopefully the logo on the seats is slightly better made. I think we can add exhaust blow to our list of things that need
Yeah,
fixed.
I told you that yesterday.
Yeah, you don't notice it when you're in the car, but
Right.
yeah, I think there's probably maybe the flexi at the front, the downpipe. Who knows?
Okay.
We'll
There's
get a
lots
look
of
at
little
that.
things that need doing on it.
Yes,
But
it's,
that doesn't make it undrivable.
no, it's usable until we get time to get sorted. So our next installment will be in a few weeks' time, and we'll see how we get on with it.
Totally.
They're not as bad as a Ford Ka.
Okay. I have a headrest in the middle of my back. Oh, the roof is quite mouldy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. But again, it's the nature of...
It comes off. So, does anything work on it? Electrically?
Oh, ye of little face! Everything works,
Okay.
except for the Plippy lock doesn't work on the driver's side.
Okay. What about the infotainment system?
Okay.
What about the air conditioning?
Okay, air conditioning. We'll try the air conditioning. Okay, the air conditioning seems to lights up. So put your hand there and see, is that cold?
Yeah, that is cold. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if it's a warmer day, like there's a bit of sun, and see if it works.
Okay. This is quite good for filming, I have to say.
It is.
I
like the glass roof a lot.
I really want to turn the air conditioning off now. I'm
Yeah, turn it off, it's
I'm
fine.
cold.
It's fine,
Oh,
it's fine.
okay. Heat back up.
Okay. I really like the glass roof. That's lovely.
Yeah, and it also has
Oh,
a
okay.
privacy blind for
Okay.
keep the sun off you.
Yeah.
But still, it's sort of perforated,
Yeah.
so you get
still get some light.
still get some light.
It's pretty nice. Yeah. That's good.
Mirrors for the passenger. No mirror for the driver.
Because you wouldn't be that vain.
It's an Italian car. It should have a mirror there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I love it actually on some of the Alfa Romeos. They have these tiny little circular mirrors that just for touching up your lipstick.
Okay.
Very Italian.
It's not actually that small in the back here.
No, because it's based on the same platform as the Panda.
Yeah.
It's just obviously the way the roof
It
comes
looks-
down
yeah,
and the
it
very
looks
small
smaller
windows.
from the outside than it feels inside, so that's not too bad. Okay, cool. I like the retro styling. I've never been in one of these before.
Okay, we're gonna swap around and see some retro. Okay, retro styling.
I like that. That looks like a snooker ball.
Yeah,
It's quite fun.
yeah. Again, from the original car.
Yeah.
That's what that's from. Electric window switches are on the
Very
console, just like the Panda.
Yeah.
Everything here is just the same as
Yeah,
Dea's.
it's just that it's kind of molded in a slightly funkier way.
And if you jump into the second generation Ford Ka, this is all exactly the same, but
Right.
just different plastic knobs. But everything's in
Okay.
exactly the same place.
Nice.
So yes, you'd asked about the infotainment system.
Yes.
So Fiat famously have Blue and Me, and it's shite.
Okay, right.
It has a
okay.
module somewhere underneath my seat, I think it is, and they all blow. So
I mean, frankly, it's irrelevant,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because you're just going to use an FM transmitter, which you've already plugged in.
yeah, because I don't think streams music. That's why you've got the auxiliary socket on it.
There is an aux input.
Yeah. But again, that goes through the Blue and Me, and it's all
Okay. All right.
Although what we probably could do though is that if I sort of spin this around, there is sort of like an auxiliary button on that. So what you can do is you can kind of like just rip that out and then just put the auxiliary directly into that. So see what happens.
I guess to say that's low priority. I think getting rid of the suspension clunk
Yep.
is one priority.
Yep.
Fuel cap. You said it crunches going to third.
Yeah. So which is
The gearbox oil.
You try some gearbox oil. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, it is the weak link in mechanically on these cars. Is the gearboxes tend to go, and also because they get driven around town quite a lot, so there's a lot of
So in some
changing
respects,
gear.
this high mileage one won't have been driven around town a lot.
Yeah, true. Because you were saying what was it? Some years it did what 20,000 miles.
Yeah, 20,000 miles one. Are you saying it's quite sprightly as well?
Yeah, it's got lots of lift. This has got the more modern engine than Dea's, so this one has some sort of variable valve timing that Fiat sort of did.
So it's Fiat
It's
VTEC.
very basic. It's not exactly a VTEC, but it does give you 68 horsepower, and it is much cleaner on emissions, so it's only £35 a year to tax.
Yes, that's true. Okay, well, should we call it a day there?
Yes.
I like it because I've got to go. I've got to go and meet my mum.
And I've got to get back to Anglesey, which isn't very far from Chester. It was about an hour and a half.
No, and then after meeting my mum, I've got to then drive back to Cambridge, which is another 3 hours. So I have a busy day.
This was very ad hoc. So
It
we
was.
started off in Southampton looking at a green BMW,
Oh, good,
and we
yeah,
ended
forgot
up
about
in Welwyn Garden Village.
Welwyn Garden City,
Welwyn
and
Garden.
then we went to Hatfield, and then we went to Chester.
Yes, and we ended up in the Fiat 500 as opposed to a BMW 3 Series.
Ah, well, I'm sure you're disappointed. I actually quite like it. I like going behind it on the dual carriageway yesterday and stuff on motorway. It looked cute. It looked smart. It looked new. Like it's only a 12-year-old car.
Yeah.
And they look like you're
Yeah.
going to put a private plate on a Northern Irish Reg dateless.
Yeah.
And it could easily be a 2024 car.
Sean and I were going to finish the video in the car park at Chester, but on the way back, I was in the car by myself, and I really kind of had a little bit of a moment. I mean, I turned the radio on, and it was on Radio 1. And as you can tell, I am not the demographic for Radio 1, and I kept thinking, that was the radios. That was the last radio station the previous owner had. She was quite a young girl, and it sort of makes you think about your own mortality and about how everything is very fleeting. Little things like today I put fuel in it and that I reset the trip, and again those are wiping away the miles of the person that owned it because they reset the trip before me. It's strange how you have these connections. I mean, this is not the first car I bought from someone who has passed away. The Dez's daddy, owner, as I say, older gentleman, was very keen to make sure that we got the car after he passed away. And my classic Panda, Sylvia, is actually named after the little old lady that we bought it from. And I can pretty much guarantee you we've had her 20 years, the Panda, not the little old lady. And I'm pretty sure she's no longer with us either. But, you know, it's just strange, you know, that when someone young dies. And I think it's really sad when you have a parent outlive their child. I think that's probably the worst thing in the world that anyone can actually ever really have to deal with. But that's why we want to do something with it later in the year. As I say, with Liz, the lady that sold us the car, was telling us that Mind was the charity of choice for them. So as I say, we think we'll do something for them later in the year, because it's strange how cars connect you with like very sentimental thoughts, and this is something that sort of touched on a lot of stuff. Sean and I got quite emotional in the car park actually, which was quite interesting because we've both been touched. Like, I lost my brother this last 12 months, and his dad has Alzheimer's, and he was very young. He was just slightly older than me when he was diagnosed with the Alzheimer's. So yeah. Anyway, we're at the beach now, which I thought would be kind of cool because we started this video off in Southampton, which is on the English Channel. We've gone as far west as what we can physically go in the little 500. So it's home now. It's going to need a bit of work. It's going to need some tidying up. But I'm actually looking forward to it. I've bought a few things already, and none of the things are the things that it needs. It's all things that I kind of, oh, that's pretty, let's buy that. So anyway, thank you for watching. We were, as I say, going to end the video with Sean in Chester, but I just wanted to sort of like finish it maybe here, where, you know, you drive to the beach and you kind of contemplate your thoughts type thing. Anyway, thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one, and stay safe.